So I just quit my job and bought an abandoned building, which I'm gonna be turning into my dream shop, YouTube studio, and home. I paid $315,000 for this 6,000 square foot Chicago building, and when I took possession, there was trash strewn everywhere. The roof was full of holes.
Oh my God, it's a fucking waterfall.
The water leaking through the roof had caused mold everywhere and rotted out all the old flooring.
There's literally holes where you could go through the floor. That goes all the way through.
And whoever had been using it previously had made some interesting design decisions.
What does every bathroom need but dual facing toilets?
Despite the dilapidated state, I could see great bones in the building with the exposed brick walls, timber ceilings, and steel staircase. The plan was to convert the downstairs of this 2-story building into my workshop and garage and build out my dream home upstairs. It will have 3 bedrooms and a YouTube studio in the back half and an open concept living, dining, and kitchen space in the front half. When I started the renovation work in April 2020, I had no idea the process would take up 4 years of my life. The first step before we could even start the demo was just to remove all the trash from the building.
We got gold in these hills. This building came with zombie apocalypse weapons. What do you think?
8-foot doors so you can maintain the social distance.
So we found some spray paint over here. Started putting up a little graffiti, so it's gonna be like a little Berlin Wall when we tear this puppy down.
Get in there. Show that.
Oh, hey, Julian, come say hi to everybody. This is my buddy Julian. He keeps talking about starting a YouTube channel, so everyone tell him in the comments that he should. All right, back to work. All right, that's a relief. Looked at the label, it says Owens Corning fiberglass. And fiberglass, you don't want to breathe it, but it's definitely not asbestos, so it's good news.
Oh my God, it's a fucking waterfall.
So the bad news is this is actually a roof board. It literally just caved down when I was pulling out the insulation. The good news is there's only a couple spots like this. We'll have to basically rip off the roof, I think, and repair these boards entirely. And so when the roofer arrives in a couple days, we'll be doing that. Only one day left with dual facing toilets. I don't know. Kinda gonna miss them. Bring the camera up here. I'm gonna need some gloves to get this down, but like, legit, there is in the ceiling a box of condoms. I swear I didn't plant that. We got
Double ecstasy. There'll be a link in the description. I'm just kidding.
Batter up.
Oh yeah.
Get all the stuff from the second floor out. What we're gonna do is knock out this window. It has to go anyway. Basically got the trash bin right below the window so that when I smash it, all the glass is just gonna go right into that bin. Now we got easy access, just throw everything right out the window and right into the dumpsters.
Dude, did that just go in the dumpster?
At this point, there was still a ton of demo work to do, but I got a call from the roofers saying they had an opening in their schedule and could get the new roof in immediately. Because of COVID, contractors were in short supply, so I paused the demo to get the roof installed when I could.
All right, the guys are hard at work demolishing the makeshift skylight that the previous owner put up. That thing is not up to code, not big enough, and I'll talk later about the code requirements, but right now, let's get back to the roofing. So I want to talk really quickly about a question I am guessing I'm going to get, which is why I'm hiring roofers. I'm going to be using a kind of hybrid approach for this building where I hire out things that I don't have an experience in, things that are sort of key and essential to the building functioning properly, like the roof, and then doing other things where I do have the experience or where I think my time is more valuable being spent so that we can get this up quickly, because right now I'm carrying 2 mortgages, so I can't spend 2 years doing it. So for the roof in particular, it's just one of those things, if you don't do it right, it just keeps getting worse. And you try to put a Band-Aid on it and it just the wound keeps getting bigger. And also, when you hire people, you get a warranty. A warranty is kind of a huge thing when you get a new roof. Now that we've patched up all the holes, they're laying down an insulation layer here. And on top of that insulation, they've got this self-adhering base layer. Last sheet of the membrane is going in. So I just got some
some not so great news. The upper roof here was what we were planning on replacing. We thought we were just gonna be able to patch up a few leaks in the lower roof. We started looking at it and we're gonna have to replace the whole thing. That's gonna be about another $25,000. I guess you expect the unexpected and we're gonna roll with it. I think we'll be okay. You know, I did budget for unexpected things. Hopefully there aren't two more like this, but yeah, we're gonna get on now with replacing the front roof as well.
So we got the architect's plans here, and she's marked out where the skylights are. I was good until then.
Time to address the question that I got asked literally hundreds of times in the first video. How are you planning to do bedrooms without skylights? Is that illegal? I thought you had to have windows for egress. That may be the case in some parts of the country where you need to be able to exit through a window for fire code purposes. But in Chicago, we've got lots of high-rise buildings and lots of buildings like this one where it just isn't possible to have windows that open to the outside. So we're doing skylights. As far as egress and exit goes, we have to have 2 staircases on this floor. In a nutshell, by having these 2 stairways exiting to the outside from this floor, we're gonna be able to meet fire code.
Here, this is one of the guest bedrooms. Guest bedroom number 2. And then we got 2 skylights over here for the master bedroom.
We got a real close call. Yeah, a little hole in the sock, but no burns.
So moving on into the living area here, this area, which is going to be the kitchen, is one of the things we haven't demoed yet. That's to come. We're going to knock all this down and that'll be the open kitchen in there. On into the living room. We really haven't done anything in here because I love the brick walls. These are going to stay. The one area in this space that we did have to do some demo is the sort of little penthouse room leading onto the roof. We didn't have a lot of footage of it because, well, just watch.
There's a bird's nest up here. You see all the twigs and everything. Like, it's just disgusting. The whole thing just started following me. I can't tell how far back it goes. Now we just gotta remove this thing. I feel bad, but sorry pigeons, it's gotta go.
Trying to avoid having pigeon poo raining on our heads, we didn't really get much of that film. But this morning we came back and the pigeons, well, we took out their nest, but they just decided to move all the way inside.
And they seem like they're just like making themselves at home. So we've got this guy flew in here. Let's go. Oh, wait, hold on, go, buddy. Don't poop on me. Don't poop, don't poop. Go that way, that way. There we go. Go, 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 go. Woohoo, freedom!
Yeah, we got him up there. Hey, buddy, come on, get out, come on. Get out, come on, low, go low, go low. God, I don't know. This guy won't come out. The other one went out, this guy, yeah. Yeah.
Do not try this at home, but I think we're gonna try a little timber method. That worked. No one got hurt. Don't try it home.
It is Friday and I'm rolling solo today working. Just gonna take it kind of easy, rip up a little bit of the subfloor. My first time ever kind of doing any of this subfloor or sort of structural flooring stuff. Seems like it's pretty simple. I watched some YouTube videos, so that makes me an expert, right? We'll find out. Let's try it.
This is gonna be a little more work than I anticipated. The layers are delaminating and splintering. Each board is like pulling up like 3 or 4 boards instead of 1. All right, we'll just have to roll with it, get it done.
We're gonna knock down those big old stairs. I got someone coming, getting some help to do that because, yeah, those could kill me.
So we're taking this bad boy apart. We're going to work from the top down. Gravity falls down, and so does pieces of steel. And we don't want to get bumped in the head.
All right, they're started cutting. We got sparks flying behind me. I gotta kind of stay clear here because I don't want to get hit in the head. They gotta make a cut all the way across the landing on the stairs. It's a welded on cut. There's gonna be tons of sparks flying in. Yeah, there is a risk of fire, John says. So because of that, we got a fire extinguisher standing by. Is it bad that I kind of want it to catch on fire just because it'll be cool? So next step is that we're gonna cut the stairs out. And you can see them cutting them out. And after we cut the stairs out, then I guess we're gonna cut the stringers out. So that came down pretty easily and safely with the strap tied to it. And again, is it bad that I kind of wanted to just like slam and crash? But yeah, safety first, right? Next step here is we're removing the steel sheet here. They just cut it out and trying to pry it out, get it out safely.
Time for me to get my hands dirty and get in there. That's fun. There you go. One and done, baby. One and done.
Almost done here. We got the last stringer there and the platform. They're coming off, and yeah, then we'll have a lot more floor space cleared up in here. All right, and now it's opened up.
First thing up is to fill in that hole in the floor we created when we removed the staircase. Now this is something where the architect has specified a bunch of structural requirements. I don't want to get in trouble when the inspector comes, so I'm hiring out this part. We've got guys coming to fill that in, and before they get here, I got to do a little bit more demo to tear down the ceiling and clear out the sides of that opening.
Okay down there? Just kidding, no one's down there.
think we're gonna have to finish knocking down this false ceiling from below, so that means it's hard hat time. That was just the light switch. Don't worry. No problem.
What's that, Tony? How you doing?
He's gonna be doing all the framing and stuff.
Yes, as you can see, we're gonna start framing this opening right now. Is where the staircase used to be. We're gonna do an infill with joists, 2x12s and 2x10s for a new platform, and it's where the new bathroom is gonna be for the second floor. So stay tuned.
Dude, I don't even need to be on this channel anymore. You guys got it covered.
Right.
So behind me is where we built in the floor to fill the hole where that third staircase used to be. After looking at it, we decided that we wanted to change the layout a little bit. The stairs were gonna come out of the door and into the main living area, but we decided to actually set the stairs starting with the first step inside the door and actually going back up in there. I couldn't get to the very edges here with the reciprocating saw, circular saw. I'm gonna have to come back with a handsaw, which I don't have here right now. So we're probably putting this on pause and you'll see the stairs finish down the road when we're doing some other stuff.
Never in my 18 years in Chicago have I ever seen a tornado actually reach the city. Apparently one touched down near here and we've got trees down everywhere. Hope my car is okay. I heard some buildings had roofs blown off, so bigger picture, I'm really hoping my new roof is still intact. So let's go find out. Come on, roof. Please be there, please be there. Pulling in. The workshop seems to be okay. The lights have been kind of flickering in and out, so I think we've got some power line issues. Yeah, it just went out over there. All in all, I'll deal with some electrical issues. Hopefully it's not anything internal here. Yeah, it's like a little fireworks show in the background. Let's head upstairs here. Go check out the roof. Ooh. Wow. I mean, it's so bright you can barely see, but everything is okay. I am, woo, so relieved. All right, let's get back to work then.
Behind me over there, they're actually throwing up the framing fast and furious. We're gonna flip this camera around it and show that. This is exciting to see the rooms taking shape.
This is gonna be the inlet to the sink drain. That is pretty. Look at that. Beautiful copper piping.
So you might have noticed something else earlier as I was running around the building. There are now stairs between the living room in front of me and the bedroom area behind me, which is raised up by about 3 feet. The framing crew just finished everything upstairs, and now they're about to start framing out the wall that's gonna separate the first floor workshop from the entry hallway that's gonna lead you upstairs to the living room. We've just had a temporary furnace here that's been heating the place. This little thing has been heating the whole building. Actually doing a surprisingly good job of it, but now they're installing the big boy. Heading out on the roof now. So I forgot to show you guys this chimney when we were doing the roof. We had to replace this. Like you can kind of just tell from here up is all new brick. And that's the chimney that the furnace you just saw was venting into. And now I'm gonna go back inside because it is getting kind of cold out here in Chicago. We now reach the point where all the rough plumbing, electrical, and HVAC is going in. And to be honest, I didn't record a whole lot of the plumbing and electrical and just a little bit of the HVAC because while these systems are essential to a properly functioning building, I honestly just couldn't figure out how to make interesting videos about it. But for now, just know that all the rough electrical and plumbing went into the walls before we started the installation, which is up next.
So far, you've seen me just installing rock wool insulation in the exterior walls, and the original plan was to use rock wool on the walls, fiberglass in the ceilings, and do it all myself. But when I got about halfway through the rock wool insulation, it was brought to my attention that using fiberglass in the ceiling would lead to major issues because there was no room for an air gap between the insulation and the flat roof. So I left the rock wool I had installed in place, but changed plans and called in the pros to spray insulation in the rest of the building.
It is bright and early. I got the guys here to do the spray installation. The first thing up, the guys are covering all the floors with plastic. Then they're just gonna spray the ceiling and the walls in the other bathrooms that I hadn't put rock wool in yet.
So the system they use for spray insulation is super slick. They just pull a truck right up to the back of the building, run a hose up through the window, and then it's just a continual supply of foam so that they can knock everything out in a single day.
They're about to start spraying, and this stuff is no joke, so
We gotta put our safety suit full on Stranger Things style. All right, now we're ready to get upside down. This is really satisfying to just watch the foam go.
With the insulation done, there's still a few more details that I had to take care of before I closed up the walls with drywall. First, I added supports for double barn doors that are going to lead into the master bathroom and for barn doors in the master bedroom closets. Since I plan to do some pretty beefy barn doors, I used 2x12s for the headers between the metal studs. Moving over to the guest bathroom, I'd already fabricated a pyramid concrete sink that weighed about 200 pounds. Since I planned for a floating install, I needed steel supports anchored to the walls. I welded the supports out of 1-inch tube and installed them directly to the brick wall with some beefy Tapcon screws and concrete epoxy.
Number 3 is running data or audio video cables through the walls so that they're hidden and you don't have cords running everywhere. For me, having Ethernet to run between a server and modem that's down in the workshop up to the studio, bedrooms, living room, and even up to the roof was a priority. But really, if you wanted HDMI cables or anything like that for audio video, you could use the same technique as this. And lastly, soundproofing in your interior walls. Shameless plug here. I actually showed how to do that with rock wool, which is a type of mineral wool insulation in the master bedroom here. It's actually same stuff that I use in the exterior walls there. So that wraps it up. It's been a whirlwind just going down the checklist of all the different stuff I'm trying to finish up before the drywallers get here. They are scheduled to start in 2 days from now. I'm super excited. We're gonna start seeing these rooms look a lot more like rooms.
It is bright and early on a Monday morning. Drywall is about to go in. The guys are moving it upstairs as we speak. We're putting drywall on the ceiling first because you always work top down when you're installing drywall. That avoids mucking up the drywall you've already installed as you install in more.
Antonio just got here with his guys that are loading the drywall in and do something different. I'm basically gonna be a subcontractor of his today. I've done drywall once many years ago. I'm a little rusty and don't remember much, so hopefully gonna learn a little bit here. What do you think are the odds? Are you betting? How much money you put on this fitting? Not much. You don't have any faith. All right, let's see.
Loose, but on that side. A little loose on that side, but not bad.
I got it not bad. So, yeah, it fits. It's loose, but this is rough. It's rough framing. That's what joint compound's for.
Just a quick break to let you guys know that channel sponsor ARIAT Work is having an amazing Memorial Day sale going on right now. I've been working with ARIAT for 4 years now, wearing their clothes day in, day out, so I can tell you they're super durable, comfortable, and stylish. So check out the link in the description to get yourself some amazing high-quality workwear and get ready for all those summer projects. And now, let's get back to it.
So today we're gonna see a pretty big transformation that I'm excited about. The masonry guys are here to knock out a hole in the brick wall in the back so that we can add a big 8-foot by 5-foot window. So let me just try and explain quickly what these guys are doing over there with all the jackhammering. Basically, they start with a big old masonry saw, which is just a scary, scary piece of machinery. They take that and they cut out the grout on the top and the bottom of a row of bricks. Then they're gonna take a power hammer, which is basically a miniature jackhammer in the form factor of a big power drill, and they use that to chisel out the mortar in between the bricks so they can remove individual bricks and keep them intact.
I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. Things turned around, didn't everything they could. I'm done with the bad, I need a little bit of good. Settled in the world, like everything is new. Stepped on a path, that led me straight to you. I was down, but things are looking up. I wanna get high on you, caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should. I wanna get high on you, caught caught by surprise by you. Want you to make my heart feel as much as I know it should.
Painting brand new drywall isn't quite as simple as just priming and painting. You have a lot of dust from the joint compound that sticks to the drywall because it's static. You have to figure out how to address that dust in order to get a nice finish on your drywall. What we're gonna be doing is a process called back rolling. I'm gonna spray the paint on, get a nice even coat. Bob's gonna come behind me with a roller and roll the primer into the wall, and that helps get the primer into the pores of the drywall and helps it really adhere to it, and also knocks down some fibers of the drywall paper that sometimes get raised, so you get a nice even surface on the drywall when you're done. So guys, that's Bob. Bob, say hi. Bob is my friend Kelly's dad. Bob is honestly just a savior, offered to help. He's redone, how many houses you redone? 25 houses. So I will probably be learning some things from him as well. So I put all the colors in a poll on my Instagram stories. Over to you guys, cast your vote. What do you think we're gonna go with? And by far the top two were Chantilly Lace and Simply White. Well, Simply White is definitely a bit on the warmer side. Chantilly Lace was very cool and vivid. I personally tend to gravitate more towards cool white. And I just loved how bright and crisp the Chantilly Lace was, so that's what we're gonna go with. Now, on to the painting. Our goal is to get this whole place painted in one day. We're gonna try and do it in one coat. So right now it is 11:50. We're gonna see how long it takes just to paint the master bedroom. Place your bets. Under an hour, over an hour. Let's see. $12.26, 36 minutes. How'd you guys do on your bets?
One other question I'm guessing I will get is, why am I doing a different tile on the shower floor than the walls? It is very challenging to install big tiles like this onto a surface that's sloping towards the drain. Mosaic tiles flex over the curves of the shower floor nicely, make it easy to tile the floor and get your slope into the drain. Let this all set up and we'll come back and clean it up after it's, firmed up, but still is easy to sponge off all the extra mortar on top.
Good?
Ah, yeah, rear end.
Now it's time for something I've been waiting for since last October, I think, when I made this concrete sink. We're gonna move that up, put it in place, and that's kind of gonna be the whipped cream on the apple pie there.
So we took care of a few finishing touches off camera, installed the toilet, caulked the seams of the shower and the baseboard, and installed the sink and shower hardware. Got some help today. You guys remember Julian? My buddy Andre over here. Andre actually has a YouTube channel. Hold on. Let me see that pretty face. All right. He's a realtor here. He does tours of like awesome, custom, unique homes here in Chicago. But now, let's get that upstairs.
I got Jacob here helping. Jacob was watching the channel, sent me an email. He's a realtor in Chicago, said he remodeled a few places that he now rents out. Sounded awesome, so he jumped in. So thank you very much for helping out. I think this is an example of how awesome this community is. I know I say it a lot, but I love all you guys. Thank you all for being here, along with the journey, all that good stuff. Now let's go lay some flooring. Moment of truth. Let's see if that last piece fits. Jacob?
Oh, that's pretty.
Nice work. I don't even need, I can go home. Just leave you here.
Boom. Boom. Today we got something kind of exciting happening. Got the guys here ready to install the big 5x8 window in there, which is kind of the last big structural piece. Then after that, it's just trim and all to get this studio finished.
The window install also marked a bigger milestone for me, finishing up what I refer to as phase 1 of the renovation. Basically the bare minimum I needed to finish in order to move into the building. You see, I'd been living at an Airbnb for about a year, and that was getting pretty expensive. So as soon as the studio space, guest bedrooms, and guest bath were done, I could move in while finishing everything else, which I'll refer to as phase 2 of the renovation.
So today is the big day. We're about to move. What do you think, bud? We're gonna go check out the new place. I built it just for you. Good boy. Here we go. I got the big reveal, at least for this guy. All right. Remember this couch? And the chair. So every time we go to a new place, he does this thing where he's like, just goes to every nook and cranny, every corner, and just has to make like a mental map of the place. There you go. And I've got these zip walls put up with zipper doors to keep him from roaming around and getting in any trouble in the construction zone. And as you saw, we put together a little makeshift living room. Now, I will admit, this is not like luxurious MTV cribs or anything like that, but it does get the job done and it's comfortable. Now, if you're wondering why it is that I didn't like furnish it a little bit more, well, I'm gonna be making a lot of the furnishings in here. I mean, that's kind of my thing. That coffee table I made, it's one of my favorites. That's probably the only thing in here, along with my favorite chair, that'll stay. So now we are 90% done with phase 1. Which is the 3 bedrooms, this den, and the guest bath. All we gotta do is have trim and doors, and then we are on to phase 2 in the open living and dining room. So what's next for phase 2?
First thing we got to do is install the rest of the hardwood flooring in the open living area. Then I'll start building out the kitchen, making my own cabinets, doing my own concrete countertops. That should be a ton of fun. Then we'll move on to the master bath and powder room. My goal is to finish all that phase 2 by the end of this year. Then in 2022, we'll begin what we might call phase 3, and that's building out this amazing roof space.
Do a kickflip. Back. Oh, that was amazing.
We are back and ready to do the hardwood flooring in the main living area. We're going to be doing diagonal flooring here. We're basically going to be keeping the old wood flooring as a subfloor for the new wood floor. I think the subfloor underneath the old wood floors appears to have been completely rotted out. I guess I got to do some exploratory demo now and just see how extensive that rotting is. I'm glad I opened that up because it is totally rotted. I mean, you put your right through it, and it's also just soaked. All that moisture that was getting in there, I think I need to open it up and definitely let it dry out too. So once I got this up, I discovered there was a bigger problem than just rotted subfloor. The joists that support the floor running this way are actually resting right on the steel lintel for the front door. The plan is to chop these joists off so they stop short of the steel beam, then run a ledger, a 2x12. We're gonna bolt it to the brick and then run it to the steel beam. Then we'll use some hangers to tie the joist to the board that's running across the front. And that way it'll be a solid structure, but there'll be some separation between the joist and the metal for the door. So this is kind of funny. Whoever installed the old wood floor, they knew you had to leave a 3/4 inch gap between the wood floor and the walls to allow for expansion and contraction. So come look at this. They used a piece of the 3/4 inch flooring as a spacer. They never removed it. It's stuck in there. And so now any expansion at all, and it just started popping. It definitely popped a lot. There's spots where there are huge humps in the floor. We're gonna rip out all the floorboards that are not level and replace it with some plywood that's 3/4 inch, that's the same height as the existing floorboards. So it'll be a combination between the hardwood floors and the plywood that act as a subfloor.
Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye.
Just discovered there's some old tile underneath the hardwood floor. This is like a parfait of flooring, just chipping away. So I think the portion where we've cut it away, we're just gonna remove that old tile, then have to get some thin Luan plywood so that we can shim the 3/4 inch plywood up to be level with the wood floor that we're leaving.
Easy kid, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all bridges, all I know. I got lost along the way.
Floor is cleared out. I got Jacob here to help, and we're about to start laying down the underlayment in the living room, which is super exciting to start seeing some finishes go in here.
Tradition, you got to do the last triangle. Nice. First try. This actually was first try this time.
It's a pretty piece.
It is time for the big reveal. Here it is. With the floors in, I think it's a good time to take a break from all the work upstairs and show off a little bit of what's been happening downstairs in the workshop. Specifically, I want to show off some of the murals like the one that's behind me right now. I was lucky enough to have some amazing artists come in and bless me with some amazing art in the workshop.
Kat is starting to throw some color onto the walls, and I mean, it's just starting, but man, it's looking pretty cool. Check this out. And the full video of her making that painting, designing the whole thing, super cool. It's gonna be on her channel, so you'll have to go over there and watch it. I've actually got an artist from Fayetteville, Arkansas here, Sasha Tiger.
Paint in here? A little bit.
Oh man, dude, hug it out. This is unbelievable, man. I'm super excited because we have a mega collaboration this time. We got Kipto, 1000.
Dip the dart into some golden mural paint, and then Mike is gonna take the best shot that he can at the abstract part. Whoa, that thing has a freaking motor? Oh, oh my god! Yes, bro, that's the coolest part of the whole mural. Look, I did it, Mom.
Come on, guys. We gotta hug it. I'm getting like real teary-eyed right now. Bro. I'm so happy.
That's cool, man.
The art's amazing, but I think we all kind of became closer and like came together. This is all about coming together, so you guys should also go check out 1000, check out Kipto, check out their communities, follow them, subscribe, bell, you know, all that good stuff.
You better subscribe to Modustrial Maker right now, or we're gonna paint over this whole mural.
That's right, that's right.
Next up, we're starting on the kitchen. We're actually gonna stay in the workshop where I use that crazy CNC you might have caught a glimpse of to build my kitchen cabinets.
Do a little plywood moving dance and get it on the table.
So next up, it just keeps getting better, at least for me. I got to do one of my favorite things, play with concrete, make those beautiful concrete countertops and the butcher block countertop section that's gonna go in the island.
I'm gonna just snap my fingers and we will transport you in the video instantly to Tom's workshop. Today is an exciting day. I actually hired some professional countertop installers to transport the countertops from Fishstone Studios over to the building because, well, I figured I was saving a lot of money there, so it was worth spending a little money just to ensure that they got here safely. So we've decided that we're going to reuse this tile from the bathroom, which is a large format 12 by 24 tile.
We're getting really close to the finish line, but there was one more really cool feature to build, the butcher block countertop. The butcher block is made from hard maple. It's gonna sit at the far end of the island next to the cooktop.
Unexpected events this last weekend. I almost died, but fortunately I didn't. So got a renewed lease on life and we're gonna make the most of it. First thing I've had anything but ice. We got some apple juice, some chicken broth, got some, ooh, this looks really good. Got some lemon ice, and of course some Jello. So I am pretty excited to have something with flavor right now.
These first few months of 2022 were a period I'll look back on as one of the more challenging periods in my life. In January 2022, I unfortunately lost Karma Cat. Been my best friend for 18 years, so this was a really tough time. And shortly after my surgery, my then girlfriend Kat and I, who you've been seeing throughout this video, decided to go our separate ways. This was an amicable and mutual decision, but it was definitely a life change. From an outside perspective, it might have seemed that all these life events at once would have got me down, but to the contrary, I felt so lucky to just still be here. I felt like I had a second lease on life. And one other big change that was for the better, after the surgery, I hired cameraman Cam, who's been like an extension of me for everything from camera work to editing, and has generally just allowed me to have a little bit of a life again. So at this point, you'll start seeing Cam appear in a lot more footage.
With the tiling done, I headed down to the workshop and started ripping down wood slats for a wood slat feature wall, which is going to surround the freestanding tub.
It's finally time to start putting slats on the wall. The process should be pretty straightforward. Cross your fingers. We're just going to attach it with wood glue and nails. All right, so let's see if it fits. Right there. The plan is here, we got in-wall faucets coming out. We're gonna have a counter and sink running along this wall. The vanity is gonna be laid right here. And then over here, we've got this nook. I'm gonna build a linen closet here. Right. If it didn't fit now, that would be embarrassing.
My good friend Johnny Lambert, aka
Johnny Builds,
is in town. So now let's head out to our other good friend Bart Comar's house, and we're gonna go pick up a really cool slab.
We are back out at Mr. Bart Comar's house again. We're gonna be picking out a slab. You think you got something good?
I got some stuff I don't know if you're gonna like.
Yeah, you're a little bougie.
I'm
with your
pretty
slabs.
sure I like it. We got some cottonwood burl slabs here. It's got a really cool jagged edge that I think will look really nice. Some cool movement along the bottom and top of the mirror. Brand new tarp. Okay. We got some drama. A massive thunderstorm just came out of nowhere, and we threw some tarps over the slabs. I hope this doesn't ruin them because it's freaking monsoon right now. Water and wood doesn't mix. Set it over here. All right. We're just gonna flatten this slab as it is so we can see what the edges are looking like, and then pick 2 6-foot sections of the edges that we're gonna use to make the top and bottom of the mirror.
Attaching the live edge mirror frame to the wall was a little bit tricky. First, I screwed an aluminum angle iron to the tile. I also notched or rabbited the bottom of the slab so that it could rest on the aluminum angle iron. I could then screw through the angle iron to the bottom of the slab to hold it in place. The notch also created a space where I could hide LED strips to give a cool backlit effect around the mirror. With the bottom half of the mirror frame attached to the tile, it was just a matter of waiting for the glass guys to show up with the shower glass and the mirror.
Now is a little bit nerve-wracking because it is a very, very narrow space. We got 9 feet of glass we got to get through the door on its side. And let me show you just the opening here. So basically we got to slide it through this section, get through the door at like a 12-degree angle, and it's going to be super tight. So let's cross your fingers. All right, let's get out of their way. Oh yeah, and it weighs 300 pounds. I saw their heartbeat skip there and started tipping.
Next up, it was time to put the finishes in the last bathroom in the place, which is a smaller half bath or powder room in the hallway. Bathroom is totally a blank slate, got it all cleared out, ready to go. By the end of the day, it's gonna be beautiful.
Taking advantage of the fact this is a powder room, so you don't need it to be as waterproof as a full bath where you have a tub and shower. We're just gonna go with the hardwood flooring, same hardwood flooring we used for the hallway. I had a bunch left over, so it's an efficient use of materials, save a little money, all those good things. First step for that is gonna be laying down the foam underlayment. Got last piece going in.
this as a slot right here. And you can see it slots. It's a perfect fit, like just perfectly fits. Feels like it grabbed the studs, good. We're gonna try to keep this quick and easy, but still really cool. We're gonna do some Shushugiban shelves. Right there, that's what you want. It's almost like you can see through the wood. It is 3:05 in the morning. I have already sent cameraman Cam home. It's just me. I'm gonna just bring the toilet, put the toilet in, put the vanity in, so we could say, yeah, it's done. And I think that'll count. Let's do that. Somehow, by the time I finished the powder room and the master bathroom, we were already moving into 2023. And in January 2023, there was a very big change in my life. I adopted a puppy, Tex, who I absolutely love. And because this building has no real yard to speak of, I turned my attention to building a yard on top of my roof.
Big picture, the entire structure is going to be built on top of a pedestal system that raises it off the roof and allows for drainage. The deck portions will be supported by 2x6 joists that have composite deck boards on top, and the yard will be built on top of a 2x4 plus plywood platform, which will support drainage tiles underneath an artificial grass surface. But there was a huge challenge before we could even get to building.
I just got all the materials for the deck delivered. We got to haul all these 16-foot boards onto the roof. I got Bart Komar joining me. I think the idea is that Bart's going to pull his truck in front here and then use that as a platform to hoist them all the way up onto the roof, which is top of the second story.
right, guys. The joists are all done. So next step is blocking. Blocking is done.
I would cross the fire if I knew that you'd be waiting around. Well, I ain't sure you're the right one for me. Didn't I see you involved? Nobody do it like this. Pandora bag, lucky charm that wrist. This is real life. I need someone that. Nah, wait a minute. You need someone that. Pick up the phone, every call. I can turn the crib to a mall. We're too high for climbing. It's a long way down, but I don't mind if we're trying. You ain't gonna find a drug like this. Love so real, got us up like this. Say it's impossible because it's illogical. You calling, I got to go with you. It's so paradoxical. It seems irresponsible. Just calling, I got to go with you. I don't think that I would leave. You plus me equals good. See, let's be all that we could be. Let's be all that we could be. I don't think that I would leave. You plus me equals good. See, let's be all that we could be. Let's be all that we could be.
It is a lovely morning and it is time to finally put the outer edge on the deck. We got the drone in the air for some beautiful shots, and let's just enjoy this moment of the picture frame being closed in. And guys, it is time to roll out the grass. I am so stoked how this has turned out. I have a freaking yard in the middle of downtown Chicago. So I built this huge yard on my rooftop, and I did it all for Tex. But there's a big problem. The whole country is in the middle of a heat wave and he needs a place to cool off. So we're gonna build him an insane doghouse complete with its own doggy pool. This thing is probably gonna be nicer than my house.
I built the doghouse structure the exact same way you would a human's house. Framing with 2x4s, using exterior siding, even adding a full shingle roof to waterproof the whole thing. Then I built up the pool deck using Trex decking that matches the deck the doghouse is going on, and then cut out an oval to drop in a stock tank that's gonna function as the pool. Then I added a green feature wall that's gonna go behind the pool, and it has a neon LED sign for my dog Tex. Lastly, I added some cool LED lights all around the underside of the roof to really make the doghouse pop, and then I could show Tex his new home. All right, guys, I was just out running errands, and while I was out, the guys got here to start installing the fence on the roof. I am super excited to see this go in, so let's go check it out. Guys, we're in the entryway hallway right now. It looks terrible. The first thing that greets guests when they show up to the building is this ugly, hideous mess here. Pretty much unchanged from when I bought the building in its abandoned state almost 4 years ago. And we'll start with some low-hanging fruit. We're gonna paint the feature wall black so that the greenery we put on there later will pop. It looks like the door is fully out behind me. So we're gonna get the new one going in soon. Pretty excited to see what it's gonna look like, because that has been an eyesore.
Just leave it like this, huh? Looks good. Wide open. Just walk right in. Anyone and everyone, come into my life.
After a quick lunch, the guys got to work installing the new door and windows. And after a little bit of work, we had a major scare. We got something burning. What is burning? That ain't good. We got a fire extinguisher too if we need, but those things are a huge mess. All right. Make sure it's not like, because the main thing is that fire goes up. Ooh. Well, that was a very close call. Great Stuff foam was under there, and we didn't realize it. It's just the old building. It was just hidden in there. And the steel girder that's over the door, and definitely caught fire when they were welding, and that's right underneath the wood floor upstairs. So we managed to put it out in time, and it didn't spread up, so thank goodness. Woo! Well, this is a pretty dramatic change from the old eggplant door. What do you guys think? I personally am very happy. It's simple, it's clean, it's Modustrial. All right, we're gonna turn our attention now to the stairs that are leading from the living room area up into the hallway. Somehow, during all the renovation, things were not done properly. I think they just threw in some 2x12s as treads. To make things worse, we can't really rip those 2x12s out without ripping out the drywall that was then installed over them. So I think I have a good solution, and I'm just gonna reuse some products I have around here. I'm gonna make risers out of 1/2-inch plywood, and we're gonna paint those so they'll look pretty nice. And then I'm gonna use some of the leftover 3/4-inch maple flooring we use in the rest of the place to create the stair treads, and I think that's gonna look pretty sharp.
we're done with the stairs. We got Tex and his friend Greg are hanging out right now. But at any rate, super happy how these stairs came out. It was one of those things I've just been putting it off forever, not wanting to deal with it. I'm sure you guys probably have a lot of projects in your home, so you get that feeling. Now we got one more surprise for you guys down in the garage. You know, we're not really counting the garage and workshop as part of the renovation because it was way easier to do the permitting when we kept it to just the residential space. But anyway, let's head down. I'll show you guys what we got down there. So we're taking a break from the upstairs to move to the garage. I had one person comment that they'll know the renovation is really done when I finally fix the garage ceiling, and well, we're not doing that quite yet, but we do have one big problem about to be solved. All the bugs and the mice that I've been experiencing. Yeah, that's right. I haven't really been posting about it, but we've been catching a bunch of mice, and the bug zapper is working overtime. So we're getting a motorized screen put in the garage entrance so we can work with the garage open and not have all of nature coming inside. And I gotta give it a shout out to the fans of this channel because this screen is actually being provided by some fans of the channel who happen to own the company makes this. They've been following the building renovation. They reached out and asked if I needed a screen, and I said, yes, I absolutely do. So this is super fun. Everyone say thank you to them because this is pretty cool that we're getting this installed today.
Oh. Wow, look at that.
I've been putting off the stair project to the very end. We got to do a quick demo sequence. The only thing really to know with stair demo is you probably want to start at the top and work your way down. Otherwise, after you remove a few stairs, you're going to have some access problems demoing the rest. So with that note, let's get this thing ripped out. You okay? Hit your shin. Ah! There you go. Whew. All right, and I think we're pretty much good. Demo, you see a lot of change happening really fast. Then little details start happening a little more slowly, but yeah, demo always feels good. Got the stair treads delivered. They are pre-made, but they are unfinished. Got my trusty old ROCKLER sprayer here. So we're just gonna spray on like probably 5 coats of some finish. Save ourselves $500 or $600 by doing it ourselves. Now is the fun part. We can start cutting the risers and the stair treads and putting them in. We're just gonna go like 4 or 5 at a time and work our way up the stairs.
Now, everywhere you turn on YouTube, it seems like people are talking about vinyl plank flooring. So we're gonna be installing vinyl plank flooring directly over the disgusting old ceramic tile in my entry hallway, see if it lives up to the hype. And during this install, I'm gonna show you the process for scribing the vinyl plank to fit perfectly against a very odd shaped brick wall. This could be used to go against any odd shaped surface, so that's gonna be really cool. Let's dive into it. Now for the trick where we fit these rows to the brick wall and slide it against it. First, we position those 3 rows exactly where we want the 3 full rows to go in the hallway. Then we can scribe the row closest to the brick wall. Essentially, when we slide it over, that 3rd row is gonna become the partial row that's against the brick wall. And the 2nd and 3rd rows will be slid into the position where the 1st and 2nd were originally. So now, here's the trick. So we know we have a full piece of flooring and a partial piece of flooring. I've cut a thin sliver from a full piece, so I know this is 1 full piece, which means for this to be the partial piece that goes here, we need to take off this much all the way around. This little piece also has the 1/4 inch tab left on it, which that will give us 1/4 inch extra spacing, which you need for expansion. So we're gonna take this piece and we're literally just gonna kind of go down every inch, everywhere I see something changes dimensions, and just put a mark. Just drop dots, come out, connect the dots. Then we'll pop these boards out. We'll take a jigsaw, cut them along that line, pop them back in, and then I'll slide this whole structure against the wall, and hopefully that'll be a perfect fit. And seeing if all that work resulted in a proper fit against the brick wall. Well, gosh darn it, I think it worked. It looks pretty good. I mean, it follows real closely the contours. Look at that. Get the last piece going in here. Done. All right. Oh, that was some satisfying snapping in there, huh? Next up, got some bonus content, something that hasn't been in any other video yet, and it's one of the last things we got to do to finish this place off, and it's redoing these disgusting stairs here. So whoever had done this before, they literally just put in 2 sheets of plywood to make stair treads. It looks like they stained them, but they didn't finish them, so they were just beat to hell, completely falling apart. We got to do something about it. So before we install those treads, we got to deal with these sort of odd-shaped landing pieces here. I think what we're going to do is just use a plywood base and then some of the leftover flooring I've got from the rest of the building to do these landing strips, and then we're going to install the rest of the stair treads. I'm a little sore from twisting around to get all under the stairs and screw them in, but I think it's a big improvement. It's not perfect, but the pine treads, they were very inexpensive, like 12 bucks a tread. This is a huge improvement and very much livable for something that just takes you up to the roof for now. So
yeah, I think we're gonna call this done. We're happy with it. And as I change my mind, want to upgrade things, redo the bathrooms again, you know, that sort of thing, because I'll get bored. I need a project. Before we get to those juicy before and after shots of the building, I got to take a minute to thank a couple of the sponsors who've supported me throughout this entire 4-year process. First up, we got ROCKLER Woodworking. They provided all the cabinet hardware for the kitchens, the bathrooms, and a bunch of the tools you've seen me using throughout the build. I also got to thank ARIAT Work. I've been wearing their durable and rugged workwear day in and day out throughout the renovation. There are links to my ARIAT favorites and all the ROCKLER products I use in the video description below. Make sure you check those out, support them, because you also support this channel when you do. Now at this point, I know you guys just paused the video, went out and got some awesome products for yourself. So let's get to those final before and after shots.